evil. How often do you use that word evil without the true understanding of what evil really is, what it is to consume, not for lust, power, money, but just for the sheer will of destroying, the sheer joy of the hunt, the sensation of running someone through with your blade and feeling the blood ooze out, splatter warm and thick all over you. To feel the essence of someone leave this world and knowing that you were the one that destroyed everything that they were and everything they would be. What's up, everyone? You know who I am. I'm Jack Slater, aka the Comic Outlaw. Oh my lord. Oof. I just finished seeing Halloween Kills on Peacock, so there's my free advertisement, which I'm probably never, ever gonna get paid for. Oh my lord, I need a moment. Oh, I need a moment. Such sweet, savage killing. This was one of the best movies I've seen in the franchise in a long, long time. Part one, well, from this series, is good. It had a lot of story, a lot of explanation, but this one just took off. Halloween Kills. And I don't know how many spoilers I'm going to drop, so just if you haven't seen the movie or if you don't want plug your ears or do whatever, because I don't know exactly. I'm going to try to keep things under wraps, but god damn. Oh, this movie. For all the classic horror movie mistakes that people fall into, the traps, I guess you could say, the stereotypes, there's certain things that I've always wondered in a horror movie. That Jason Goes to Hell kind of answers, like, in case you haven't seen Jason Goes to Hell, I'm going to spoil a movie that came out a long time ago. All the FBI should have been ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-bam. Blew Jason away. Now, I always wondered in this quiet town of Haddonfield, why didn't they organize? Why? And they explain it really well that this is a continuation of the first Halloween and not Halloween 2. You see, the Michael Myers franchise is kind of broken off into the Michaelverse, as you may call it. Just like the Spider-Verse, there's different Spider-Men. Well, there's different versions of Michael Myers in different pasts because of different movies that laid out different results. Ooh, damn. That was a knifeful, wasn't it? This was simply a masterpiece. This had the right balance of... And it's from Blumhouse, so the killings are more graphic. Sometimes a little exaggerated, but the movie delivers. It delivers. Oh. Now, I'm just gonna start with the basics. It continues off from the other Halloween. And oh my god. The scene of Myers coming out of that fire. Like a demon escaping hell. Like I said, spoilers. I'm gonna try to Oh, the killing of the fire department. And it speaks to the idea of the mob. Evil dies tonight. Evil dies tonight. You're going to hear that a lot. And then you're going to see what evil truly does. Evil is seditious. It creeps in. It infects everything and everyone around you. That fear makes the mob, and the mob tries to take its revenge. And the mob takes its own victim. I can't wait for part 3. This movie has brought back all the good points of Myers. Even a dabble into the supernatural. Oh, the kills. They're so wonderful. Like the mob, the people, they've explained the basic story where the town goes after him, sort of. Or they try to organize. And you'll see what fear does to people. You'll see the real curse of Michael Myers. And there's a few surprise deaths. I will spoil this. One of the Strodes dies. But I'm not going to tell you which one. No. You're going to have to watch to find that out. And as for the survivors, the original one, some of them don't make it out either. And I must say, wonderful performances all the way around. All the actors. Anthony Michael Hall, especially as the leader of the mob and survivor of the first movie, Tommy. It just has so many callbacks to the original. This movie is absolutely divine. The first one I thought was a little slow. It took a while to get going, but once it did. This one is possibly the Empire Strikes Back to this franchise. There's so many different things. This movie's 2 hours long almost. So it's really worth watching. It grips you. It takes you for a ride. And even when certain parts get slow, or there's a certain build where you know someone's going to die, they have very interesting ways, different but yet the same ways of doing things. And Michael is just a killing machine. And yes, let me answer a question. You get to see him without his mask. Oh my god, I haven't had anything to drink. I had to review this right away. You get to see him without his mask, and they do a good job of keeping the mystery alive. So it's the basic game of show and tell, where they tell you everything but show you nothing. And the ending makes you want part 3. It makes you crave part 3, that you need it. You need to see what happens, and that's what a good horror movie does. This trilogy is possibly the best I've seen of the Halloween movies. And all the realities. This even kicks the shit out of the Rob Zombie one. I know there's people out there that will defend the Rob Zombie movie tooth and nail. This was a magnificent orchestra of violence and death, fear and paranoia. All the good things in a horror movie. The build. And yes, I've heard the thing about the female heroes. I don't give a damn. There's always been female heroes in horror movies, so I don't know why everyone's so surprised that it's happening now. It's been happening all the way back. So, this is a fantastic movie. John Carpenter would be proud of what transpired here. It is so magnificent, very well shot. The story is well written. I was surprised. It did have a few points where you sort of knew what was going to happen, and yet, and there was a few callbacks to the original movie, actually quite a few, which were sprinkled in mostly at the right times. I mean, this movie is just phenomenal. And I'm trying so hard not to spoil things, but there are some great kills. There's actually a very funny kill where this woman kills herself with her own gun, and there is just some interesting scenes, and they make Michael a little more hyper violent, but in a very animalistic sense that makes so much sense in this universe. The way he is, the build, and what they find out at the end, that he's more than a man. And I'm not even giving away the best parts. We all knew that he was more than just human. Deep down in your soul, you know there's a boogeyman. And can evil really die? The cosmic joke, or one of them, the cosmic jokes of the universe, is that good would be completely impotent without the existence of evil, without the existence of fear, rage, anger. We wouldn't have love, compassion, joy. And this just combines it all in one fantastically wrapped horror movie. This one is going to be hard to top. I know they've had this trilogy in mind, but I need to see what happens next. It ends on one of those bloody cliffhangers. I mean, we all knew or had an idea that Mike, that after they said they announced 2 more movies, that he was going to get out of the death trap. But the way he gets out is cool. The fight that ensues is cool. The paranoia that builds in the town, great. It shows that anyone can be a monster if pushed. Everyone's that half a step away from hell. All you need is that push. That little push into insanity. Like a 6-year-old boy in a clown suit who just embraced evil, killed his sister, and then came back, and then came back again. By some idiot that let him loose upon the world after Loomis died. They should make t-shirts saying Loomis was right after you see this movie, and you're going to understand why. Remember, I said that. Loomis was right. Keep in mind, I said it first. If they make a t-shirt saying that, good old Jack Slater ought to be getting a goddamn check from that. I highly recommend this movie. I am trying so hard not to spoil anything. The original survivors come back. They're different actors, but there's so many different callbacks to this movie, and I can't wait to see who survives at the end. I cannot wait. Like I said, this movie is like Empire Strikes Back. Except it's like Michael Myers strikes back, and goddamn, he does. The boogeyman is real. And we're lucky enough that there's going to be a part 3. This movie is ultra violent. It tells one hell of a good story, which is rare for some of the Halloweens. They've made over 10 movies, and some of them have fallen beneath the wayside. Everyone loves the Rob Zombie one, but part 2 was just kind of eh. They would have needed to make a part 3 just to explain all the shit that happened in that movie. This one is a bare bones, good old fashioned slasher horror movie. And praise the gods of Halloween for finally giving us one without the stupid. Look, I love The Conjuring. Good, but everyone's been doing these big jump scares and this and that. It's just nice to have a good old fashioned slasher. Finally, they got it right. These movies are doing it right. And it makes me proud that someone is carrying on John Carpenter's legacy instead of pissing on it. Like I said, the zombie movies were adequate. They were good. Part 1 was good. Part 2 missed me with that one. I mean, it was okay, but it just wasn't like the main, what I was expecting. This movie delivers on so many different levels. So yes, I recommend watching this movie. I recommend seeing it in the theater, Peacock, whatever you can. Watch this movie. You will not be disappointed. If you love slashers, if you love horror, this is the quintessential horror movie that has come out in this time. It tells a good story. Violent, but not overly violent. It touches with the people, the folks. It gives you an idea of what happens when a monster hits this town. A tornado hits this town. And just when you think it's over, just when you think the boogeyman is gone, the boogeyman lives. And maybe that's the curse. Maybe evil can't die. It just comes back in one form or another. So I can't wait to see how they're gonna put this genie back in the bottle. Oh, Michael. Oh. Like I said, I highly recommend watching this movie. I usually drop a ton of spoilers, but I want people to see this. It is so rare that a horror comes out like this. It is absolutely wonderful. I highly recommend watching it. It is a great horror movie. You will not be disappointed if you like those slasher 80s. It brings it back to a pure time in horror and tells a great story doing it. So, I suggest watching Halloween Kills before Myers might just make an appearance and come after you. And as always, I'll catch you on the flip side. Yeah.